Please listen up. In order to be successful for today, everyone should have a focus study guide whiteboard in front of them. I would also take out your REM diagram that we completed on Friday. So that's where your whiteboard quiz is going to come from right now. Here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what does REM stand for? What does REM stand for? Let's go. Good. What is it? Samuel? Rapid eye movement. On your whiteboard, please tell me. Right now, I am talking to you. I am walking. What type of brain waves am I emitting? Good. What is it, Hampton? Beta. Beta. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of, what type of waves am I emitting when I'm falling asleep? And my mom's like, are you awake? And I say, yes. And then I roll right over and fall right back to sleep. And then my mom's like, are you up? And I'm like, yes. But I'm lying still in bed. What is that, Sadie? Theta. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what are the deepest waves? There is our slowest brain waves. What are they? What are they, Rex? Delta. Delta waves are full in what stage? We are in full delta waves in what stage? Catherine? 4. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the machine we use to study brainwaves? Good. What is it, Mateo? EEG. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what stage is it when our brain is starting to turn off and it causes us to jolt and shake a little bit while we're falling? What is it? Diana? Stage 2. What type of brain waves are we emitting during stage 2? Good. What is it, Grace Mary? Sleep spindles. You need to know sleep spindles for stage 2, ladies and gentlemen. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what stage are we dreaming? What stage are we dreaming? Good. Bernstein. REM, which happens to be stage 5. Okay. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what type of beta waves am I emitting if I'm having a dream? Oh, shit. Hello. Beta waves are the waves I'm emitting. Damn it. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name? How many times does the average human dream per night? Good. Maya? 7. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of, please tell me, what brain waves am I emitting while I am dreaming? Let's try this again. Good. What is it, Catherine? Beta. Beta. Perfect. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of that came from your diagram that we did on Friday. We're a little bit behind, so we're going to hustle hard today. Oh, we don't want African trade, huh? It's the good stuff, too. It's Malai, Sundita, Mansa Musa. Come on, guys. We love this. And the tang, the song, the sweet. Come on. We love it. Do you even know who those are? No. All right, here we go. Consciousness, which is on the back of your study guide, I believe. Stop wasting my ink, Dennis. Consciousness is a person's awareness that everything that's going on around him or her at any given moment. Okay, there are levels to your consciousness. Some things you're consciously aware of and some things you are not consciously aware of. Okay? Depending on how attuned you are, will allow you to pick things up. Some people are really sensitive to these things. Anyone here really good at picking up like the vibe of a room? Okay, and like the vibe of people? Who smash through the world and have no idea what's happening? Yeah. So, okay. So this is not on your focus or on your study guide. Just listen. Your waking consciousness are your thoughts and feelings and sensations. It's not there for your comfort. I know you can't believe it, but it's true. Are clear, organized, and the person feels alert. That is our conscious awareness. That is what we are experiencing hopefully right now. You're listening to this information, you're trying to figure out if it fits somewhere. That's consciousness. When we alter, which is not on there at all either, just listen. is when we have a shift in the quality of pattern of the mental activity in our consciousness. So this week, we've already studied sleep, which is an altered state of consciousness, correct? We're not clear and we're not alert. We're also doing drugs. So we're doing all of your major drug categories, and we're going to be discussing them if we get there, because we are already super behind. So circadian rhythm is on the front of your study guide, by the way. It's on the back, my bad. Circadian rhythm is a cycle of bodily rhythms that occur over a 24-hour period. Mateo, will you please help Dennis find this stuff, please? Thank you. Circadian rhythm dictates your mood, your sleep cycle, and your digestion. Okay? Have you noticed you get hungry at the same time every single day? At 10:15, I eat. The Bennett grazes at 10:15. Okay? I don't care if I'm sitting in room 160 or if I'm at home. I'm eating something at 10:15. I have to. And by 11 o'clock, if I don't eat, I am a monster. My circadian rhythm dictates that I need to be eating at 10:15, between 10:15 and 11. I have to, or everything is wrong, and I make everyone's life miserable. Rex.
So is that why you kind of need to go to the bathroom when you get close to your house?
Kind of, yeah, because if you get home around the same time, all of your cycles of having to pee, all that stuff, food, digestion, your moods typically, okay, all of that is based on circadian rhythm, all of it, and it's all cyclical. Men have hormones, women have hormones. Those hormones are controlled by the hypothalamus. You need to write next to circadian rhythm, it's all regulated by your hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus is the one that is predicting and have the expectations. Nathan.
Can your circadian rhythms change based
Yes.
on the day?
No, but it can change. Guys, what's a perfect example of when your circadian rhythm is thrown off?
Jet lag.
Jet lag is when it's thrown off. Jet lag is a perfect example. This summer we went to Europe, and it took us a couple days to get into the swing of things. And when we got back, it took us it took me a week to get back on normal schedule, just because of how being up when the sun's up, when I'm used to being asleep, the whole thing, dealing with that. Claire.
But what if during the week, I'm up at 6 a.m. every day for school, but in the weekend you can sleep till noon.
That's because your body is doing a recovery, because you're not getting enough sleep during the week. That's why. However, when you get to my age, I wake up 4:51 every single morning, and on the weekends, my body wants to wake up at 4:51. But this weekend I fought back and I won, because I didn't wake up till 8:45. My husband was out of town and I lived my best life. I went to bed at 9:15 and I woke up at 8:45. If you're thinking I had a wild weekend, you bet your bottom dollar I did. It was awesome. Toby even slept until 8:45. Literally miracles do occur. It was wild. Okay. Pizza was bomb, by the way. And I definitely was eating. Effects of sleep deprivation. Here we go. Okay, sleep deprivation, you need to know a loss of sleep results in, this is at the bottom of your study guide, by the way, any significant loss of sleep resulting in problems in concentration and irritability. Raise your hand if you've ever gone without sleep. Everyone raise your damn hands. Everyone has this problem, and it's a problem that's going to continue for the rest of your life until maybe retirement. So that's exciting. Sleep deprivation is going to have a massive impact on your concentration. Has anyone ever been so tired you're delirious? And you just literally start giggling at the weirdest things? Okay? I don't know about you, but you can probably tell when I don't sleep well, I'm cranky. I'm a very cranky person. So when I'm cranky, it's because I didn't sleep well. Aiden, what?
Oh, this is back to the circadian rhythm.
Sure, what's up?
I don't know if this is me, but I'm not hungry at the same time every day.
Well, that's because you have done nothing to put yourself on a system or on a schedule. Your body wants to be on a schedule, and you're not letting it to be on a schedule. That's why. Okay, so you do need to know these, and I would put it under hypothalamus or thalamus. And hypnosis on your study guide, it's underneath on the back. Cross off hypnosis and write adaptive, because it's on your exam. It's on your test on Wednesday. So cross off hypnosis and write adaptive. Adaptive theory is the theory of sleep proposing that animals and humans evolved sleeping patterns to avoid predators by sleeping at night. So the reason why we sleep when the lights go out, when the sun sets, is because there's less of our predators all of our predators are out there in the middle of the night hunting, and we're more likely to die. What do you think? Maybe. I think there's some value to it. I think there's something to it. I'm not going to say I completely believe it. I do believe in restorative theory. I would write restorative theory under...
You can put them in 3 or 4 on your.
3 or 4, yeah. You can put them on 3 or 4 on your focus. You need to know restorative theory. There's a question on your test about it. I really like restorative theory, and it's the theory of sleep that proposes that sleep is necessary to the physical health of the body and serves to replenish chemicals and repair cellular damage. So, on your focus, you can cross off 3 and 4 if it talks about hypnosis, which I believe it does. And you can just write in restorative theory because you need to know it. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you, when you wake up from a great night's sleep, you feel like you can just conquer the world? That's how I felt Saturday morning. Like, I am a boss. I slept until 8:45. The dog slept until 8:45. I slept like a champion. Life was good. I had a great day. This morning, not so much. I did not sleep so well last night. And this morning when I took Toby to the dog park, I stepped in probably the biggest pile of poop I've ever seen. And I was wearing my little CrossFit shoes because I was going to the gym, and it has tons of little cuts in the soles. And I couldn't get all the poop out, so then I had to take off my shoes and wash them in my sink, which then I had to disinfect my sink. That's how my morning started.
Use a hose.
I live in a condo. It's not an option. What?
Water
Is
stays
it true that
outside.
like
No, if I did, I wouldn't have brought it in my house, man.
it's true that like some people like work better on different amounts of sleep?
Yes, there is to a degree, but we're talking averages, and the average person needs about between 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I need like 30. Just forget the whole days. Okay. Brainwave patterns. What do you need? Carolee, did you have a question, my love?
Yeah.
What do you got?
What is the word that was added to
To the physical health. Okay, so you need to know that the EEG, okay, EEG is what is used. You don't need to write it down. We've already talked about it. You need to know the EEG is the one tracking our brain waves. I think it's on there, actually. Isn't it on the back of your study guide? It might not be. Okay, you just need to know that the EEG is the machine that uses, but alpha waves is definitely on your study guide. Alpha waves, they are the brain waves that indicate a state of relaxation or light sleep. In your application box, I would write stage 1 sleep. You're half awake, half asleep. So your application, this is when your mom's like, are you awake? And you're like, yes, but you're still in bed and you haven't moved and you fall right back asleep. This happens to me kind of regularly because I wake up at 4:50 every morning, and I wake up immediately, get dressed, take Toby to the park for a half an hour, come back, go to the gym for about 45 to 50 minutes, come back and make breakfast, then I take a shower, and then sometimes I have like 10 or 15 minutes and I crawl into bed. And I like curl up until 7:03 when I have to like panic and like get super dressed super quick. Not the greatest plan, not the most mature plan, but it's real life. And sometimes my husband comes home from the gym because he sleeps until 6:30. 6:30. I'm up at 4:50. He's up at... It's fine. We're very happy. Thank you for asking. Anyway, he'll come home and he's like, are you awake? And as I'm in bed, I'm like, yes, totally awake. And he's like, you were such a liar. And it's totally true because I am a liar because I am in bed. But that is alpha waves. When you can kind of hear them and you can kind of respond, and I respond, and then I fall right back asleep, that is alpha waves. Then we have theta waves. You may not have it, that's fine. Theta waves indicate the early stages of sleep. Then we have delta waves. Is theta on there on the front? No? It's under alpha waves? Delta is under alpha. Perfect. Oh, that's fine. We'll get there. Now, delta waves are your long, slow waves that indicate the deepest stages of sleep. This is stage 4. This is your slowest brain activity, are denoted by delta waves. This is when you're in your deepest sleep. This is when you are physically unable to move. Stage 4. Okay, in stage 4, you're not moving. You're you're practically dead. You're just practically dead. But like happy dead because you're sleeping. You know, you're like, yes. All right. So, REM stands for Rapid Eye Movement, which is box number 1 of your study guide. Rapid eye movement is what REM stands for. It's a stage of sleep in which the eye moves rapidly under the eyelids. Has anyone ever seen someone in a dream, like dreaming? It is really creepy. You can see I don't know if my cats dream. I've never gotten close to the cats while they're sleeping, but I know Toby dreams, and I know his eyes go back and forth. Write this down. Okay, so you need to know that it is rapid eye movement because your eyes literally go back and forth when they're experiencing a dream. Non-REM are all of your stages 1 through 4. That's all you need to know about non-REM. Means they're non-REM stages. Huh? You didn't get to REM, yeah. If you don't have a dream because you keep getting disrupted, that's because you just didn't get to REM. All right, we already covered this stuff on our chart, which is why we're going to just skip it. Does that make sense? Logically, we already did it. Now, you do need to know that REM is called the paradoxical sleep. You need to have that term down. It's called the paradoxical sleep because your brain in your deepest sleep is the most active with beta waves, and you need to know that. It's called the paradoxical sleep because of the brain waves you're emitting are like you're having a conversation. Your brain waves are as active as mine are right now having a conversation with you. Or more talking at you, but let's be honest. That's why. Okay. REM rebound. We're moving real quick here. This is a good thing. REM rebound. I believe it's on your focus. If you see it somewhere, call it out so we know where it is. Is it on your study guide?
It's not anywhere.
Okay, you do need to know it for your test. REM rebound is when? Huh? Yeah, just cross off number 4 and write it where number 4 is on your focus. Because you don't need all that crap for hypnosis anymore. REM rebound is the increased amounts of REM sleep after being deprived of REM sleep on earlier nights. Every single person in this room has gone a couple of nights where you did not sleep well, whether your brain was just running or you just literally were working on a project or something. Can we agree? And then you finally get to bed and it's like you physically died. How many raise your hand if you have ever woken up in the exact spot you fell asleep, like you didn't move. Like you literally like melted into your bed and that is it. That is REM rebound. When you physically don't move at night because you're so overexhausted, that's REM rebound. And your brain needs that restoration, which is why it sends you right into REM rebound. What?
So when you like have those nights where you like lay down, your head is until you blink and then it's day.
Yeah, it's REM rebound. That's it. All right, here we go. Sleepwalking or somnambulism. You have it on your study guide as sleepwalking. It's on your study guide. Somnambulism, just kidding. It's on somnambulism. It's on the front, I believe. It's on the back, just kidding. All right, somnambulism. Okay, somnambulism is sleepwalking, and it occurs during deep sleep in an episode of moving around or walking around in one sleep. Everyone in this room has gone sleepwalking. It is very normal when you're a child. Children do it all the time. It is very, very normal. However, after about the age of like 7 or 8, it starts becoming more, the older you are after it starts becoming more and more abnormal. How many of you know someone who is older than the age of 8 who still sleepwalks? It's not saying like they're a complete weirdo and all that stuff. It's just something that they do. Everyone's got things, okay? So, my brother is a sleepwalker because he's got every problem. And my mom didn't know he was doing it for a long time. However, he used to make himself peanut butter and fluff sandwiches every night. Now, my brother, I will tell you right now, is not the most conscientious person. Like, he just smashes through the world and only cares about Mark. That's just who he is. It's fine. We're coping. Do you think in the middle of the night while he's sleepwalking, do you think he puts away the peanut butter, the fluff, the bread? No, because during the day he wouldn't do it with full conscious awareness. So my mom ended up staying up late at night because she just thought my brother was getting hungry in the middle of the night. This was during high school. And my brother, she stayed up in the middle of the night and watched him come in and make a peanut butter sandwich. And she's like, Mark. And he's just,
his eyes closed.
No, their eyes are open. It's not like they're like zombies, like, "Mah." Like, he's just sitting there making a sandwich, and my mom figured it out because he used to. He's always kind of sleepwalked, but she just thought he was hungry in the middle of the night and just came down to make a mess. And so she never woke him. If you see someone who is sleepwalking, do not wake them. You're just supposed to guide them. Because if you wake them, they think they're in their bed. So if you wake them and be like, Caroline, and then all of a sudden, A, you're screaming at them. B, they're not where they thought they should be. C, what is happening? Why are you in my bed? All of those things are going to happen, and you don't know how they're going to respond. Like, you could get punched in the face. I mean, God knows what could happen. And like, A, you're just going to terrify them. So just lead them to bed. Like, just make sure they don't fall. Like, my brother fell down the stairs when he was like 7 and broke his arm sleepwalking. Yeah, so he kind of grew out of it for a while and then fell back in high school. If you're a sleepwalker and you go beyond, if you're in really stressful times, you typically pick it back up. So, what do you got, Diana?
I sleepwalked on a cruise ship, and I was sleeping on a bunk bed.
Oh,
And my
God.
bunk bed was facing the TV, and I fell off the bunk bed,
Oh, no.
and like I had marks all over my neck. It was a great time at school.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. There was a kid in Tampa who kept getting out of his parents' house. Like, his parents set up a lock. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago. I think I was at Wharton at the time. There was a kid up in, like, Seminole Heights who kept leaving his parents' house in the middle of the night sleepwalking. And his parents came up with all these, like, locks and super high up. And so the kid couldn't because he was, like, 8 or 9 years old. So he was a little kid. Well, every night he would come up with this weird contraption about how to unlock the door. And he would just go wandering around the neighborhood in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's scary. It's really dangerous. What do you got, Nathan?
Yeah. Well, the expert said that you should wake someone up. Just
No,
like, do
you're
it.
not supposed to. Yeah. Or if you're going to do it gently, but you're supposed to just kind of guide them back. All right, night terrors. Night terrors are a relatively rare disorder. Now, every single person in this room has experienced night terrors, and there's nothing wrong with you. Everyone in this room, whether you remember it or not, has had that sensation of falling, and you wake up and you're like sweating and you're like panting. Yes? Remember that? Whether you remember it or not, it's a universal
Like
experience.
every other night, I swear.
Yeah, like,
I wake
that's
up-
like an
I wake up-
average Tuesday.
And then I go, and then
You
I
like
can't
you
fall
like
back.
laying there and
It
like
happens like every other night.
That's not healthy.
I know. But I swear, like every other night.
I would change your eating habits, friend. Stop eating cheese. Cheese apparently causes nightmares. If you eat cheese before you go to bed. Dairy Project. Dairy does. 3. Hi, we have a lot to do because we're behind. So night terrors. You need to put in your application. Does not have a plot. Okay? A night terror does not have a plot. All of a sudden you're falling. All of a sudden you're dead. All of a sudden you're drowning. It's not like I had a dream that Potter pushed me in a lake and I drowned. Like, there's no theme. It is literally, I'm drowning, I am falling. There's no plot twist. Okay? Now, a nightmare is a bad dream with occurring during REM sleep. You shouldn't need to write this down. This is a plot. Like, I had a dream that my sister wanted to beat me over the head with a bat, so I ran around the room, okay? That has my sister with a bat chasing me saying, "Ma." That's a plot. Yes, not a complex one, but a plot.
almost like
It is kind of creepy. What?
What causes nightmares?
Diet actually has a huge influence, and sometimes it just depends on what part of your brain is being cleaned during that time. Like, I'll tell you, I still, as an old lady, still get nightmares. Every once in a great while, I'll wake up and I'll be like, what the hell? Like, I woke up scared from something. I'm like, I'm too damn old to have nightmares. But you will still get nightmares. Now, little kids get nightmares all the time. That is just a natural developmental component of it. However, as you get older, they're supposed to become more sporadic. Like, I think I get like 2 or 3 nightmares like a year. Like, that's it. Where I wake up and I'm like, holy shit, that was terrifying. But I think I get maybe like 1, 2, no more than 3, because that would just be weird as hell. Sadie. Sorry, my
So
love.
wait, night terrors, like they're just like a singular plot, like if
It's not a plot. It's just something happens.
Just something, just
Terrifying.
a bad thing happens and just
Yep. That's it. There's no plot. There's no storyline. There's nothing. A nightmare is that, you know, your bully is out to get you and is
And
trying
it's
to
like
murder
a-
you.
like a
Yeah,
long-
it could be a reoccurring thing or it could be a one-time shot, but there's like an actual plot. That you were running with your life from a herd of moose. Whatever, that's a plot. Now, insomnia. Now, by the way, this is also on your focus you could be filling out as well, by the way. It's on number, like, it's on the front of your focus. You're
Is it the
killing me,
same
Caroline.
thing
You
as-
always go to the wrong spot first.
Sorry.
You're fine. I'm going to get there. Let me get to insomnia first. It is. Well, you see insomnia, but you see narcolepsy?
Is it the same thing?
I know.
Oh wait, no, insomnia
But
is
since-
like right there.
Okay. It's right there, isn't it?
But there's like no space in between.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
there
this.
though. Come at me, Diana.
Studio
Okay,
inside.
I will explain it. Let me get to insomnia first. Insomnia is the inability to get sleep, stay or sleep, or get a good quality of sleep. Insomnia is actually one of the fastest growing problems here in the United States. And if I had to say, my boy Zach over here is struggling with it because my man is dying to fall asleep. Would you agree? He is struggling. The idea of talking about in class, talking about sleep, while being as exhausted as my man is, must be true torture. Is it? Yeah, I would think so. So, with that said, insomnia is when you do not get sleep and it requires medication and a diagnosis. You need to write that down. Okay, requires medication and a diagnosis. How many, raise your hand if you know someone who's on sleeping pills, whether it's you, a family member, or a friend, you just know someone. Everyone in this room knows someone, whether they know it or not. Okay? I am an okay sleeper. I'm not a great sleeper. I'm an amazing napper, though. Terrific, even. Okay, but I am not a great sleeper. It's from my dad. My dad is a terrible sleeper.
Between that.
I can do short bursts of sleep, but I can't do anything, like, I can't fall asleep like a normal person. Okay, now pseudo insomnia is what I am. To a T.
It's not the same.
It is not the same. Pseudo insomnia is on your focus. It is the belief that even though you get a full night's sleep, you did not sleep enough. That's me. Pseudo insomnia is that even when you get plenty of sleep, you still say, ah, man, I didn't sleep enough. Now, last night, yesterday, I took a 2-hour nap. I went to bed at 10:15 once it looked like I was not going to win my fantasy football match, which is annoying. It was the Cowboys' Cooper who screwed me over. Anyway, so as soon as I realized the Cowboys were just going to suck the whole game, I was like, no point watching this. So I went to bed. And I woke up this morning after I spent way more time sleeping this weekend than I have, and I feel like trash this morning, and I'm exhausted. And that's my pseudo-insomnia kicking in. Have I really received enough sleep if I went to bed at 10 and woke up at 4:50? Yeah, pretty good. Keep in mind, I took a 2-hour nap yesterday, and I got a 13-hour sleep last night, Saturday night. So I got plenty of sleep. But the fact that I'm still exhausted is my pseudo-insomnia because I'm a crazy person. Anyone here suffer from pseudo-insomnia? Where no matter how much sleep you get, you feel like you don't have enough? That is me to a T. Sleep apnea, I have a video for you. Sleep apnea is a disorder in which the person stops breathing for nearly half a minute or more. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably know someone with sleep apnea. Raise your hand if you know anyone who sleeps with a breathing machine. Whether it's you, a family member, or a friend, doesn't matter. Okay? My brother sleeps with a sleeping machine. Like he said, he has all these problems. And my husband and I's best friend, Cook, he sleeps with one of these machines. And he has to take it with him. Why? Because if he doesn't have his breathing machine, he could literally die. And I have an amazingly corny, horrifying, jarring video to show you. It's amazing. But
How does your brother sleep if he has the machine?
he doesn't as much anymore. He's kind of grew out of it. It'd be funny if he just falls on the floor on a regular basis. He used to really do it when he was younger, like in his high school, and apparently in college he got himself into some weird situations. But he doesn't anymore, apparently. And he says he's got his sleep apnea under control, which I don't know because I don't live with him. So, thank God. All right, so here's sleep apnea. It's an amazingly creepy video. He cannot breathe. That's why he's choking. Okay, so if you do not have sleep apnea, you can breathe through your nose and through your mouth the whole time. Okay, if you have sleep apnea, the back of your tongue closes your airways, which means you cannot breathe out of your mouth or your nose, which literally means your brain is not receiving oxygen at night. If it goes through enough where it's not getting enough oxygen on a regular basis throughout a night, your body will lose strength because it takes oxygen to move your muscles and stuff like that. And if it goes long enough without getting enough oxygen, you can die in your sleep. Like your body can't wake itself up because your body's been so depleted of oxygen. So if you know someone who suffers from sleep apnea, it is a real chance that they can die in their sleep because of it, which is why they carry their little machines when they go out of town and they have them and sleep with them because of how dangerous sleep apnea is. So, pretty crazy. It is pretty terrifying, especially because it's pretty common now. It's becoming more and more common. And then finally we have narcolepsy, which I also have an amazing video for.
Wait, is like sleep apnea genetic?
It is typically. But apparently with lots of weight gain, you can also cause sleep apnea. And on the reverse, if you have sleep apnea and you do weight loss, you can help eradicate some of the consequences of it. Okay, so narcolepsy is also a sleep disorder in which a person falls immediately into REM sleep during the day without warning. Now I happen to have one of the most adorable videos to teach you this. It is just the best. Are we ready? Because I'm hoping my man over here gets to go to bed here shortly. Are you? You got practice, don't you? Well, that sucks. I think you got some REM rebound in your future, man. Alright, here we go. So here is my narcoleptic dog. The cutest video you will ever see. I hope you enjoy it. Will you just live it? Here we go.
This dachshund, Rusty, suffers from narcolepsy, a condition that causes him to suddenly fall asleep when he's trying to do other things. Little is known about the cause of narcolepsy, except that it can be inherited. It affects humans and animals alike.
We have to see it again.
That'd be a real big elephant.
This dachshund, Rusty, suffers from narcolepsy, a condition that causes him to suddenly fall asleep when he's trying to do other things. Little is known about the cause of narcolepsy, except that it can be inherited. It affects humans and animals alike.
He's just sleeping.
Okay.
It depends. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a dachshund or whatever they are. Okay, super cute. Obviously, I was thinking if I had a dog, it would be great if he had narcolepsy. Just the cutest thing. Now, I have a 90-pound black lab. How cute would that be if that happened at the dog park? That would not be so cute. Now, ladies and gentlemen, no, you can't wake them up. They have to go through their own cycle. So it could be 5 minutes, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, it could be an hour. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with a narcoleptic dog, it's just the cutest thing in the whole wide world. Especially a dachshund, you can just pick them up and just bring them home and like, oh my god, how cute. Let's talk about the real life impact on a human being. Okay, narcolepsy is very, very dangerous. Does anyone know anyone with narcolepsy? Okay, there's people around and people are aware of them and they have a really hard life. It's illegal for them to drive. I think we can all be grateful. But, I mean, that does limit them. They typically, especially younger ones, wear helmets all the time. Because apparently with narcolepsy, it's really, really powerful the younger you are. And as you get older, it's easier to manage. But they have to wear helmets all the time. Because if they get an attack while they're, like, walking to class, guess what happens? They absolutely collapse. They typically have people who call themselves spotters. And they walk around with them and try to catch them. But can you imagine the responsibility you have as someone who's, like, responsible for catching someone so they don't hurt their heads? And people do die of narcoleptic. They go into narcoleptic shock, they bang their head, and then they have a hemorrhage, and then they die. It's a very dangerous disorder. It is very, very life-shaping. Can we agree? These people can't go to college typically unless they have the medications regulated. A lot of the medications are very damaging, and so it's a pretty big problem. Oh, we're done, even though you're behind? I don't think so. Freud. He's on the back of your study guide on the top. Freud believes that dreams are wish fulfillment. Study guide, it says Freud believes dreams are wish fulfillment. Third box down from the top, people on the back. He believes dreams are wish fulfillment. There are two things you need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 2 questions on your test on Wednesday. One of them is manifest content, the other one is latent content. Okay? Manifest content is the story of your dream. Okay, so if I had a dream last night that I was being chased by a bear through the woods, that's my manifest content. That's the actual plot line of it. Latent content is the true hidden meaning of the dream. So if I told Freud that I had a dream, I had a bear chasing me, he would say, the bear represents your mother and the disappointment she has in you as a child for not giving her grandchildren. That would be my latent content. Okay? So, manifest content is the actual content of the dream. The latent content is the actual meaning of the dream. Okay? So, when we talk about Freud, see ya. Get to bed early tonight, Zach.